Guinness here, for God's sake, and it's great.
There's a full bar most every night at Finnegan's Pub, but this isn't Dublin or Greenwich Village. It's downtown Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan. And the bar talk's all about oil and money, mostly money.
One of the only places you can get rich. Can't get rich in America anymore, so we're here.
Americans, British, Russians, they've all invaded Baku to cash in on what's out there in the Caspian Sea. Maybe a third as much oil and natural gas as in all the Persian Gulf. They discovered the oil and gas burning right here in the ground 1,000 years ago. The graceful plazas and parks are the result of Baku's first big oil boom a century ago. Then most of the oil and money went west, later north to the Soviet Union. Now Azerbaijan's independent, and while most of the old Soviet onshore fields are played out, a couple of dozen Western oil companies, as well as the Russians, are betting billions of dollars on the Caspian's offshore fields in hopes of making trillions. Baku's a boom town, no question.
There's a lot of vibration in the air.
Charlie Schroeder's an ex-wildcatter from New Orleans who runs a string of restaurants here, a business he figures is less of a gamble than the wildcatting the oil companies are doing.
They're taking a big chance. Exploratory work, it's never a guarantee until you punch the hole in the ground. You never know whether you're going to hit it or not, and it's big bucks.
A few miles offshore, Kelly Wilson's running a rig that's drilling 3 miles into the earth in search of oil. Something he's been doing for 40 years, all over the world.
Iran, Kuwait, from there up to the North Sea, then down to Egypt.
The last Caspian well he drilled cost $16 million and came up dry. But he knows the oil's here somewhere.
There's definitely a major amount of oil in this area.
The Caspian Sea isn't really a sea, it's a great big lake and it's landlocked. So the problem isn't so much getting the oil out of the Caspian Sea as getting the Caspian Sea oil out to the rest of the world.
You could pipe the oil west to the Black Sea, but it would have to run through the Caucasus Mountains, a hotbed of political unrest. And the Turks don't want to risk an oil spill fouling up Istanbul. Or you could pipe it through eastern Turkey, but that's full of restive Kurdish separatists. The easiest and cheapest way is to pipe it south through Iran to the Persian Gulf. But of course America and Iran aren't getting along. Meantime, Baku's ordinary folks who are barely able to make ends meet can't wait for the oil companies and the statesmen to sort things out in hopes some of that oil money will trickle down to them. 50 or 60 years from now, when this latest Baku oil boom goes bust, as it will, maybe the average Azeris will have something a little more to show for it. On assignment in Baku, I'm Richard Threlkel.